Welcome back to Turn Pain into Power podcast. Today's topic, y'all, is going to knock y'all boots off. So take a seat. Please remember to go ahead and check out my custom t-shirts available on TikTok on Pain into Power shop. Today's topic is how narcissistic parents condition their children to silence their emotions. Y'all, it is emotional abuse. How narcissistic parents don't allow their children to express their emotions, and it is a tactic to silence you. Yes, this is emotional abuse. Number one, they do not allow you to express your emotions by silencing you and conditioning you to not express your feelings. Number two, they condition you to repress your emotions by punishing you when you do express your emotions or how you feel about something. Some of the tactics include silence treatment. Typically, they'll change the subject in the middle of you expressing your emotions. They'll scapegoat you, which means they'll turn your other family members against you. But the most effective tactic that a narcissistic parent will use, and I am living proof of this, is silent treatment, to where they ignore or neglect you for a number amount of time, number amount of hours, or even days. Number three, they use punishment tactics to get the message across to you that you are not allowed to express your emotions, that it is not welcome, that they do not care. This ties into number two. Some of these tactics include abandonment, neglect, silent treatment, verbal abuse. Verbal abuse is a big one, to where they'll talk down to you as you are expressing how you feel. Another big one is shutting you down, basically making you feel like you're too emotional, like your emotions are not valid, they're not accepted. All of these passive aggressive punishment tactics that narcissistic parents use are in order to silence you, and they are emotional abuse. Now, please remember to like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Now, this is how you become a part of the movement to turn your pain into power. Number four, they ignore you or interrupt you while you're expressing your feelings after a traumatic event. Now, my parents moved around a lot in my childhood, which created childhood trauma. And my mother, a covert narcissist, used a lot of silent treatment to silence my emotions. So I wasn't allowed to express my emotions after these traumatic events, after these big moves of ripping me from the known to an unknown environment. Whether or not it was to search for a better life, I was not allowed or supported emotionally to express how I felt. Now, what this teaches you, which this is a great example, because essentially it sends out the message that your feelings are invalid, that you're not allowed to express your emotions, and so it conditions you to repress your emotions. So essentially you don't learn how to process your emotions, which can be very hard to overcome in your adult life. In relationships, this is very vital. You have to be able to stabilize yourself emotionally and be able to express your emotions and process your emotions. A lot of things in life are ups and downs. And when you are growing up, this pretty much conditions you and trains you and adds to your childhood trauma. When you grow up with parents that do not talk to you, do not care about your emotions, do not show any empathy, it can be a simple talk of how does this make you feel? We can get through this. This is your job as a parent, is to guide your children. You know what I mean? So when you don't do that, it sends the message that your feelings don't matter. And then you don't learn how to express your emotions. You don't learn how to process your emotions, which is something that is vital to your growth. Number five, by not taking accountability because narcissists hate criticism. They hate taking accountability. So they'll never apologize to their children. They'll never take accountability for the part and the role that they played in their own childhood trauma. So what they do is they shun you. In order to silence your voice, because they don't want this to get out there. God forbid it gets out there to the family, because they have this image of being perfect role models, when in fact they created 99% of the childhood trauma that their child has had to heal from. So taking accountability and criticism is out the window with a narcissistic parent, unless they become aware of their personality disorder and they want to do something about it to make and strengthen the relationship with their children better. Now, 99% of the time, a narcissistic parent will not take accountability for their actions. They will not acknowledge the part that they played in the childhood trauma that they put out through in their childhood. So what they do is, in order to basically cowardly walk away and clean their hands off from anything they had to do with this trauma they created in their child, is that they silence your voice. Now, essentially, the message this sends out to you is to not take your own feelings seriously. And so this plays a huge role into how and why you get into these narcissistic relationships, these toxic relationships that you build in your adult life that put you in abusive situations where they don't take your feelings seriously because you've been conditioned to not take your own feelings seriously. Yes, y'all, it is deep. Now, please remember to check out my custom t-shirts and my art available on TikTok, PAININTOPOWER Shop. Now, in the end, when the people that were supposed to protect you and guide you growing up silence your voice by emotionally abusing you, it sends the clear message that your voice doesn't matter, that your feelings don't matter, that your thoughts have no value. And so it sets you up for failure as an adult, because it really builds you up with low self-esteem and no confidence. Because how can you have confidence when the people that were supposed to protect you, like your parents, send the clear message that they don't care about your feelings, that your voice has no value because they consistently try to silence your voice? Yes, y'all. I hope this helps somebody out there. I hope that if you are currently healing from childhood trauma, that this gives you the confirmation that you needed, because you will never get this closure from a narcissistic parent. And these are the 5 ways that narcissistic parents condition you to repress your emotions by emotionally abusing you and silencing your voice. Thank you for tuning in to Turn Pain into Power podcast, y'all. As always, it's a pleasure to serve my community. I love you, family. And please make sure you like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Now, when you subscribe, this is how you become a part of the movement to turn your pain into power. And please make sure you check out the custom t-shirts and my art pieces. I will be having daily showcases with all of my art pieces that I have in an art gallery on TikTok. Now, the custom t-shirts are available on TikTok Shop, as well as the paintings, PAININTOPOWER Shop. Thank you for tuning in, and y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all, family.